Hello dear friends, welcome to your favorite channel VVN Science Study. I am Dr. Pratap Naikwade. Today we will discuss
Spirogyra reproduction in detail. We will see vegetative as well as the sexual reproduction in Spirogyra. Then the two types of conjugation, that is scalariform and lateral conjugation. We will also study zygospore life cycle and systematic position of Spirogyra in this video. Spirogyra reproduces by two methods. One it is vegetative reproduction and second is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is absent in Spirogyra. First of all, we will study vegetative reproduction. It takes place by a very common method, that is fragmentation. So this is the photograph which shows fragmentation in case of Spirogyra. Spirogyra filament is broken down into small fragments due to accidental breaking or due to softening of cross walls between the adjacent cells into its constituent parts, and it is converted into small fragments. Later on, each fragment is divided, redivided, and it develops into the new filament of Spirogyra. By this way, the new filaments are produced from the older part by the fragmentation process. Now we will study the sexual reproduction in case of Spirogyra. Sexual reproduction takes place in favorable condition by the process of conjugation. Conjugation is a primitive method of isogamous reproduction as there is no morphological difference between the fusing gametes. In most of the species of Spirogyra, conjugation takes place at night in the months of February to June. The conjugation is of two types, that is scalariform and lateral conjugation. These are the photographs which shows conjugation process in Spirogyra. This is the scalariform conjugation and this is the lateral conjugation. We will study both the conjugation one by one. First of all, we will study scalariform conjugation. This is the diagram which shows scalariform conjugation in Spirogyra. This conjugation takes place in heterothelic species. This is first filament of Spirogyra and this is the second filament of Spirogyra. During the night, the two filaments, one is of positive strain known as male strain and other is of negative strain, it is known as female strain. Both lie in close proximity with each other throughout their length, as you can see here in this photograph. Both the filament, they are morphologically similar, but they behave differently. Here in this diagram, this one is the male and this one is the female filament of Spirogyra. Their close contact induces the secretion of more mucilage which holds the filaments together. The cells opposite to each other start to form a tubular outgrowth which increase in length and finally come in contact with each other, like you can see here in this diagram. At the point of contact, the wall between these two filaments dissolve by enzyme action and a common tube-like passage is formed. So this is the common tube-like passage known as the conjugation tube. In some species of Spirogyra, the outgrowth appears first in the cells of one filament, that is male, than those in the other filament, that is the female. As you can see here, the male filament, it is more active as compared to the female filament. These cells accumulate large amount of starch and some mucilage globules also appear. The osmotic pressure of these cells decreases due to the conversion of sugar into starch. At the same time, size of nuclei and nucleoli also decreases. Now, the cells of male filament are called male gametangia, while the cells of the female filament are called as female gametangia. The entire protoplast of these cells contract from the cell wall and it acts as a gamete. So now this is the male gamete and this is the female gamete. Both these gametes, they are known as isogametes because they look similar in their morphology but they behave differently. The reproduction is physiologically anisogamous because the one gamete it is more active, that is the male gamete, and the another gamete it is passive, that is known as the female gamete. The male gamete which is active passes through the conjugation tube, as you can see here in this diagram, and unites with the less active gamete, that is female gamete, present in the other cell, and zygospore is formed as a result of the conjugation. This male gamete is haploid, female gamete is also haploid, but the union of these two haploid gamete result into the formation of zygospore, which is diploid, that is 2n in nature. In this photograph also you can see here the formation of protumberances first, then the formation of conjugation tube and the movement of male gamete towards the female gamete. This type of the movement of the male gamete, it is known as the amoeboid movement because it looks like the amoeba. These are the actual photographs of the scalariform conjugation. The conjugating filaments with their conjugating tube appear like a ladder, and hence the name given to this conjugation is scalariform conjugation. With this we have completed scalariform conjugation. Now we will study the second conjugation, that is lateral conjugation in Spirogyra. This is the diagram of lateral conjugation of Spirogyra, and these are the actual photograph which shows the lateral conjugation. Lateral conjugation takes place in homothelic species between the two adjacent lateral cells of the same filament, hence the name given it is the lateral conjugation. In earlier conjugation, that is scalariform conjugation, two separate filaments were required, while in case of lateral conjugation only one filament is required. So like this diagram, the protuberances are developed from the lateral walls on either side of the septum between the conjugating cells, and now these cells they are called as the gametangia. As the growth of the protuberances increases, the septum it also gets stretched, and now the septum becomes unable to keep pace with the growth of the protuberances, and a small side passage is formed between the two gametangia, and this is known as the conjugation canal, as you can see here. These two cells act as a gamete. One it is more active, known as the male gamete, and another one which is passive, it is known as the female gamete. So this is the male gametangium and this is the female gametangium. The entire protoplast of each of these cells contract from the cell wall and act as a gamete. These two gametes they are isogametes because they are morphologically similar but they behave differently. So it is known as physiologically anisogamous. Because one of the gamete it is more active, known as male gamete, and another one which is less active or passive is known as female gamete. The male gamete passes through the passage and unites with the less active, that is the female gamete present on the other cell to form the zygospore. Here both the gametes they are haploid, but the result of the conjugation it is zygospore which is diploid in nature. So in this diagram, this is the zygospore formed and this is the empty male gametangium, because all the content they are transferred towards the female gamete and now it is empty. So this type of lateral conjugation it is known as indirect lateral conjugation. These are the actual photograph which shows the formation of protuberances, and here there is formation of zygospore and this is the empty male gametangium. Now we will study the direct lateral conjugation in Spirogyra. So these are the diagram which shows direct lateral conjugation in Spirogyra. In some species of Spirogyra, filaments remain attached to the substratum and the two cells immediately above the rhizoidal cell takes place in conjugation. So this is the basal rhizoidal cell and the two cells above this basal rhizoidal cell they are acting as the gametangia. The cell which is immediately above the rhizoidal cell it is swollen and act as female gametangium, while the cell above it remains unchanged. So this is male gametangium and this is the female gametangium. Its protoplast contract and becomes conical or rod shaped and act as male gamete, the male gamete pierces the septum to enter the female gamete angium, and a small pore is produced here. This pore, it is known as the conjugation pore, because the conjugation process takes place through this pore. In the next step, we can see that how the male gamete is moving towards the female gamete, and it is fusing with the female gamete to produce the zygospore. So here in this step, we can see the zygospore that is diploid in nature is formed, and this is the empty male gamete angium. So this process is called as direct lateral conjugation in Spirogyra. With this, we have completed two types of the conjugation. First, we have studied scalariform conjugation, and now we have studied the lateral conjugation. Lateral conjugation is also of two types. First, it was the indirect lateral conjugation, and this was the direct lateral conjugation. Now we will study zygospore in Spirogyra. This is the diagram which shows how the conjugation process is carried out and how the zygospore is formed. Later on, it shows the different stages of the zygospore and germination of zygospore. This is the actual photograph which shows the zygospore. The zygospores, they are liberated from the female cell by the destruction and decay of the cell wall and sink to the bottom of the pond. This zygospore undergo prolonged period of the rest. Each zygospore is diploid, spherical or ellipsoid in shape and consists of thick wall. The wall of zygospore is made up of three layers. The outer layer is called exospore, which is thin, smooth or ornamented and cuticularized. The middle layer is known as mesospore, which is thick, pale yellow and brown in color and is made up of cellulose. And the innermost layer is known as endospore. Disintegration of chloroplast, accumulation of oil and development of hematochrome provide the characteristic color to the zygospore, as you can see here in this photograph. When the resting period is over, that is as soon as the favorable conditions come and water is available, especially in the rainy season, the zygospore germinates. This zygospore, it is diploid in nature, and now it undergoes meiosis to produce 4 haploid nuclei, of which only one survive and other 3 degenerate, as you can see here. Thus, the new filament is haploid and develops from a single haploid uninucleate cell. The two outer layers, that is exospore and mesospore, burst and innermost layer comes out as germ tube, as you can see here. It divides into 2 cells. The lower cell remains hyaline and functions as a rhizoidal cell, and the upper green cell divides repetitively to form the filament. Later on, due to division and redivision, the vegetative filament of the Spirogyra is produced, as you can see here. In free floating species of Spirogyra, the distinction of basal rhizoidal cell is lost, while in attached species there is distinction of the basal cell remains continued. So this is all regarding zygospore as well as germination of zygospore to produce the new filament of Spirogyra. The life cycle of Spirogyra shows 2 types of generation. One is sporophytic generation, diploid, and another is the haploid generation known as the gametophytic generation. The Spirogyra we observe is of gametophytic generation and which is haploid in nature. When zygospore is formed, it is the first cell of the sporophytic generation. In case of Spirogyra, the sporophytic generation, it is very much reduced, because this zygospore later on undergo meiosis to produce the haploid generation. And by this way, in case of Spirogyra, the sporophytic generation alternates with gametophytic generation and gametophytic generation alternates with the sporophytic generation. So this is regarding the life cycle of Spirogyra. Now we will study the systematic position of Spirogyra. Division of Spirogyra is chlorophyta, because pigments are localized in chromatophores which are grass green due to the predominance of chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B over carotenes and xanthophylls. Here, the photosynthetic reserve is in the form of starch and it is stored in pyrenoids. Motile stages have all flagella of the whiplash type and equal in length, as well as usually zoospores and motile gametes have 2 to 4 flagella. Class is Chlorophyceae because this is the only one class and the characters they are same that we have already studied. Order is Zygomatales because the gametes are amoeboid and without flagella. Sexual reproduction is isogamous. Family is Zygomatacea because the cylindrical cells united end to end to form the unbranched filaments. Cell wall is without pores. Chloroplasts are spiral ribbon shaped or single axial laminate or 2 axial stellate. Aplanogametes unite by formation of conjugation tube between the two cells of the different or same filament. And genus is Spirogyra because the chloroplasts are spiral ribbon shaped. So with this we have completed the systematic position of Spirogyra. Thank you.